Hello everybody. So today for my capstone presentation, I will be discussing the opportunities and challenges that NFTs pose specifically for consumers. And I will also be providing several policy recommendations that specifically target the Canadian federal government. So what are NFTs? So non-fungible tokens, aka NFTs, are unique, non-interchangeable digital collectibles that are stored and exchanged on blockchain technology. So these non-fungible assets can take the form of almost any item that can be stored digitally, such as digital artwork, virtual in-game items, online songs, and videos. So while NFTs are built using the same programming as cryptocurrencies, they do frequently use cryptocurrencies to be bought and sold. These digital assets are non-fungible, meaning that each NFT is unique and cannot be replicated. So unlike cryptocurrencies and traditional physical money that is fungible and can be exchanged for one another, NFTs are assigned a unique digital signature through a smart contract, making it impossible for one NFT to equal another. So over the last few years, the NFT market has shown significant growth in popularity due to the rapidly advancing digital economy, increasing awareness among consumers about cryptocurrencies, and advancements in blockchain technology. So with the increased popularity of NFTs comes the rise of the NFT market. So notably, by the end of 2021, the NFT market reached a $41 billion value, a significant boost compared to the industry's $338 million value in 2020 and a $141 million value in 2019. So these rapid advancements in the NFT market are expected to continue to persist, with the sales of NFTs reaching $500 million in only the first week of 2022 alone. Recent market studies have indicated that the NFT market is expected to continue to grow and will reach an $82.43 billion value in 2026, surpassing the traditional art market that is currently only valued at $50 billion. So not only has the NFT market exponentially expanded in the last few years, the NFTs have gone for millions of dollars. So there's a lot of examples I can show, but here's a few. So the first NFT we have here is the Merge, which officially became the most expensive NFT ever sold in December 2021, with almost 30,000 collectors pitching together for a total cost of $91 million. So the first 5,000 days is the second most expensive NFT and is the most expensive NFT that is ever owned by one sole owner, which was gone for a whopping $69 million. So not only was this the most expensive NFT ever sold, but this NFT actually created a snowball effect throughout mainstream media and brought the term NFT into households around the world. So lastly, I would like to make an honorable mention of the CryptoPunk collection in general, but the NFT we have here is the most expensive CryptoPunk ever sold, which was sold for almost $24 million in February 2022. So you're probably sitting here wondering, why would anyone ever want to own an NFT? And why would anyone spend that much money? Well, NFTs can be used for a variety of reasons and in different ways. So notably, while NFTs have mostly been used as collectible items within the art industry, various industries have increasingly used NFTs in a variety of ways, such as the sport industry to help enhance fan experience, the gaming industry as in-game items, and the real estate industry to sell fractional ownership or debt on properties. So in particular, one of the main benefits of NFTs is that it enables true ownership of digital assets that essentially mirror that of the real world. So with an NFT, digital ownership can be easy to certify as this data is stored on the blockchain. Additionally, for many businesses, NFTs create new revenue streams. So as I've previously highlighted, numerous industries have entered the NFT market to essentially profit off this new and booming industry. And lastly, not only does this new market create new revenue streams for businesses, but also for NFT users. So similar to the traditional art market, NFT collectors can view NFTs as an investment that can be sold for a higher price in the future due to high demand. So we've essentially established that NFTs do improve digital ownership and create new revenue streams. But like many new and emerging digital technologies, these non-fungible assets pose several challenges to users and government officials. So there are several challenges that I can go into, such as environmental challenges, issues related to high gas fees, and issues associated with the actual technical infrastructure itself. However, for this presentation, I will be focusing specifically on the challenges that are posed to consumers specifically. So the first one I'll go into is privacy. So as previously highlighted, NFT-related data is stored on the blockchain. And while I have highlighted that blockchain technology does help establish digital ownership, it also creates several privacy concerns as blockchain technology is pseudo-anonymous rather than strictly anonymous or private, as it is a distributed public ledger that can essentially be viewed by anyone who owns a computer. Additionally, crypto wallets, which are often used to store NFTs, can also be pseudo-anonymous. So while users can partly hide their identity if the link between their real identity and corresponding address are unknown to the public, this is usually not the case, as in most cases, crypto wallet addresses usually have some information that can identify an individual. So for example, identifying an individual can be as easy as a crypto wallet containing their personal name, so such as John Smith, which may reveal the individual's real identity and pose several privacy risks for that individual. So sorry, John Smith. So cybersecurity risks. So this kind of brings us up to the next issue. So NFT users have been increasingly prone to cybersecurity and fraud risks. So while the advancement of technology has allowed for greater efficiency in the trade of digital assets, it has also introduced unwelcoming danger, notably in the area of cybersecurity, as NFT users have become increasingly prone to cybersecurity thefts and risks, such as phishing attacks, rug pulling, bidding scams, counterfeit NFTs, and pump and dump schemes. So to put this into a better perspective, one of the most recent NFT cybersecurity cases involves a phishing attack on OpenSea, where 17 users authorized their information in a phishing email, resulting in over 250 NFTs stolen, which was approximately valued at $1.7 million. So lastly, there are several legal challenges associated with NFTs. And these legal challenges are regarding the understanding of NFTs themselves and regulating the transaction of NFTs. So in terms of understanding the regulation of NFTs themselves, studies have often cited the difficulty of consumers face when trying to understand the IP rights and copyright laws involved when purchasing an NFT. So as the reality of purchasing an NFT is not always as straightforward as purchasing a physical asset, as the IP rights are not actually assigned to the NFT purchaser unless agreed upon through a separate agreement between the IP purchaser and NFT purchaser. So for NFT buyers, this poses several legal challenges, as if an NFT owner is not aware of these IP risks or does not know their IP rights, they may actually infringe on underlying copyright laws by displaying, minting, or even copying an NFT if stated in the terms of service or contract. So moreover, in regards to regulating the transaction of NFTs, studies have often cited the legal challenges associated with classifying NFT transactions. So there are currently no classification of NFTs in Canada or globally, which is important as how an NFT is classified determines the regulations that apply to NFTs. So for example, if an NFT is categorized as a security, they would be regulated under common security laws. Similarly, if an NFT was considered a currency subsidy, they could fall under anti-money laundering rules and regulations. So without these clear classifications, NFT users may actually fall subject to unexpected, expensive regulatory surprises. So what has the government actually done about these challenges? Well, nothing. While some of our existing laws do occasionally encompass NFTs, such as our existing copyright, tax, and security laws, there are currently no regulations in Canada or even across the world that directly target NFTs. Additionally, while governments have increasingly discussed the issues associated with cryptocurrencies, there remains a lack of discussion around NFTs, which are arguably a separate category due to their distinctive characteristics. So as highlighted in this presentation, NFTs are a growing industry, and we may actually all own an NFT one day. So what can the government do? Well, governments may actually decide to remain with the current status quo, as we do currently have laws that occasionally encompass NFTs. But as stated in this presentation, these laws do not encompass all of the challenges NFTs pose and are not as straightforward as we probably would like them to be. Or the government may even choose to completely ban NFTs and essentially eliminate the risks posed by these digital assets. However, if they do go down this path, they will miss out on the new revenue streams and economic gain NFTs can provide, especially when we're dealing with companies like Dapper Labs in Canada. So here are two policy recommendations that I have come up with for which the Canadian government may actually wish to consider. So the first recommendation is to actually promote better education around the ownership of NFTs and promote better education around the cybersecurity risks involved with NFTs and educate the public on how to avoid these cybersecurity scams and risks. So this option is needed because, as highlighted in this presentation, many individuals are often unaware of their IP rights and often lack knowledge and understanding of the types of NFT scams that occur. So there's two ways which I have proposed that the government can go about doing this. So they can choose to implement this option themselves through perhaps an agency such as the Federal Consumer Agency of Canada, where the FCAC creates campaigns to help outline how scams can be avoided, perhaps through posters at bus stops or ads or on the radio or perhaps even on government websites. And the second way governments can go about doing this is that they may choose to actually create new legislatures that require NFT secondary markets functioning in Canada to provide disclaimers, either on their website homepage or when consumers purchase an NFT, which outline a user's IP rights to that NFT and any other legal implications involved when purchasing the NFT. Or they may even decide to do both, but education is definitely needed. So the other recommendation that the federal government may consider is to create laws that directly establish a clear classification of NFTs to provide greater clarity to stakeholders. So while critics have argued that the classification of NFT depends on the use and purpose of the NFT, clear classifications of NFTs are needed. And these laws may even aim to establish when certain classifications are needed. So perhaps not directly categorizing NFTs as securities or subsidies, but maybe outlining the criteria where they would fall into those categories. So this is needed, as previously highlighted, because Canada does not have clear classifications around NFT tokens. So this recommendation is needed so that crypto issuers, investors, and other market players can be aware of the legal requirements that may apply to the NFT activities in order to avoid expensive regulatory surprises and even avoid risky investments.
Dana, thank you. You're about at 12 minutes and 1 minute. So just wrap us up and we'll go to questions. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to close off with a few last remarks. So while this presentation has provided several policy recommendations, it is essential to consider whether the government will ever adopt NFT-related policies. So as I have previously highlighted, governments have often focused on cryptocurrency-related issues rather than NFTs, and have often grouped NFTs and cryptocurrencies in the same category. So while there is still limited crypto-related regulations in Canada, countries like the US have recently created an executive order outlining the first ever government approach to addressing issues associated with cryptocurrencies, and Canada may actually follow suit. So while it is still uncertain of whether governments will ever truly enforce regulations directly targeting NFTs, and while I have argued that NFT-related regulations are needed, if the government does decide to mainly focus on cryptocurrencies, I have argued that there needs to also be a discussion in regards to to NFTs as well. So thank you for listening to my presentation.